Hey, okay, so I wanted to come on here real quick and talk about how much Interscope keeps coming up in witness testimony and in accusations regarding Sean Combs and his legal battles. So, a few weeks ago, Suge Knight did an interview with Pierce Morgan, and he continued to double down on his position about Interscope, on his position about Jimmy Iovine. He spoke about Capricorn Clark, and actually, Suge is the first person who told the story of Capricorn Clark being assaulted by Sean Combs months ago on, I believe it was Chris Cuomo. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's where he told that story. But we learned that story from, or at least I know I did. I learned that story from Suge Knight before Capricorn Clark went in and testified to it a few weeks ago. So Suge Knight accused Jimmy Iovine of an Interscope of paying Capricorn Clark off to go away. Now, in Capricorn Clark's testimony, she spoke about how after leaving working for Sean Combs, she was trying to move on with her career. And so she had an interview at Interscope. She sat down with Jimmy Iovine. This is what she said. This is what she testified to. And she said that they took that opportunity to let her know that she needed to leave this Sean Combs stuff alone and that it wasn't going to end well for her, essentially threatening her on his behalf. Now, Suge not only doubled down on this, but then took it a step further and alleged that she was paid $1 million and Interscope is the ones who cut that check. Now, when Capricorn Clark was testifying, prosecution was trying to get more information about the check, like in how in the situation, the settlement, and defense objected to it. They didn't want the number to come in. They didn't want the information about the amount or any more of the information about her settlement to come in. But what I think is really interesting is that Interscope hasn't made any comment on this. Jimmy Iovine hasn't made any comment on this, and yet they continue to come up. I think it's interesting because Puff is being prosecuted right now for racketeering, and I think it is really, in my opinion, frustrating to watch the system that bankrolled and made it possible, literally empowered Sean Combs to become Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, and to build Bad Boy, to build, Love Records. I find it wild that all of these companies that have bankrolled this man have nothing to say. Did y'all see that video of Clive Davis? They asked him about Puff and he acted like he didn't even know who that was. What? Arista is the record label. Clive Davis is the executive who gave Puff his first joint venture for Bad Boy. But now you don't know him? How convenient. How convenient. How convenient that every time the press talks about any of these things, instead of saying Jimmy Iovine's name, they say music executive. What? He wasn't just a music executive. He was the CEO of the company. I found an article from 2009 from when Puff first brought his label over there, and the headline wrote, "Meet Diddy's new boss." Because Puff wasn't the only person that was in power. Do y'all think that there were not gatekeepers that let him in? He inherited a business. He did not create this shit. And I think that's what the point that Suge is trying to make, that mainstream media and the industry and everybody is fighting hard to ignore. And y'all know me. I'm here to tell the truth, to be honest with y'all about the industry. And listen, I've been in the music business for 18 years. And from what I've seen, record companies and, music companies paying settlements and having people sign NDAs and go away to make things go away is not some made up thing. It's true. It is true. Now, the allegations about Jimmy Iovine, I don't know if they're true. All I know is it keeps coming up. And all I know is, I think it was USA Today that reached out to Interscope for comment. They didn't make any comment. I think that's weird. I think it's weird that mainstream media, every single time they want to talk to Suge, is only focusing on Tupac and Biggie. Like, he hasn't told y'all that story a million times. And like, it's not clear that he's trying to tell you something else. But you're not listening. Are you not listening on purpose? I don't know. What do y'all think?